Now the sun is just starting to climb up over the treetops, and it's gonna be a beautiful day, that's plain to see.
Welcome to Bill Dance Outdoors, America's most popular and longest running TV fishing show.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.
I'm sure you've heard the expression that these old fellas right here like company. Catch one and you're subject to catch 100 or more. Well, you know, it is true, they do like company, and it's highly possible to catch 100 or more out of a small area. But just because we find them, there's no guarantee we're gonna fill the cooler. As abundant as they are, they just don't remain active and in a feeding mood all day. If you fish for them very much, you're gonna experience those inactive times. There are many factors that control the location and the behavior of these fish. Water clarity, temperature, light penetration, wind direction, pH, cover, and barometric pressure, to name a few. And there are factors the angler must consider if he hopes to improve the odds of catching these critters, especially during those inactive times. Now, some of these would be water clarity, water temperature, depth, type of terrain, time of year, type of equipment, even the lure color, size, and presentation. So in the next little while, I'd like to share with you just one of the techniques used to catch not only active fish, but a highly productive method for those in a negative mood, a system I call slip corking. And while I'm here, let me pick up what's for lunch today. As you can see, there's a lot on the menu to choose from. You've got the jake, the bumblebee, the Cajun critter, the squirming grub, the baby shad, the crappie ringer, the chicken foot, and one of my favorites, the magnum squirt. This upsized body has the same fish catching features as the squirming squirt, but it's 2 1/4 inches and is more attractive to larger fish and can be seen better in low light conditions due to its size. There we go. So you want to join us? Come on. Regardless of how or where you catch them, these super little fish have a reputation of being just plain fun. And when you think about it, what more can a fisherman ask for? They're fish of all seasons and can be caught by all, regardless of age, from just under the surface suspended around cover to the mid-range depths of open water, all the way down to the bottom. The ways of catching them is almost unlimited. An angler sitting on the shore with a $2 cane pole and a bucket of minnows, or the fisherman afloat in a $20,000 fishing rig using state-of-the-art ultralight equipment. That's a big old crappie right there. Easy, 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 easy. Barely hooked. Yep. Nice. There we go. See if they're right in there. There's a bunch of stumps right in there. Up on that ledge, those stumps are laying right on top of a ledge. There he is right there. As you can see how all these logs are laying, they're pointing at an angle to the left. Well, that's an indication they're leaning on something, and they're leaning on a ledge back to the right. There's stumps that run along this flat all out to the left, and it gets shallower back to the left. These crappie, some of them are suspended out over this drop, and some of them are right up on the ledge itself. So what we're doing, we're using this float, cork, bubble, whatever you want to call it. We got it preset at about 3.5 feet. Just reeling it across the flat, out over the ledge and out over the drop. That's a nice fish right there. Okay, let's go home. See ya.
Bill Dance Outdoors, sponsored by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Rebel, catch fish anywhere. and by Mercury Marine. Go boldly. Today's Conditions Log is brought to you by the Tennessee Department of Tourist Development. Come experience the kind of beauty that can only be made in Tennessee. Go online today for your free Tennessee vacation guide.
There he is. Boom. Boy, pulls that pole up. Come on, buddy. Tell you what, let's look at the outfit I'm using and discuss it for a minute or so. As you can see, all we have here is an adjustable rubber stop, a bead, a small highly visible cork, a split shot, a hook snap, and a jig. And believe it or not, all play an important role in the success of this rig. Now, let's first discuss the stop. This is called a Bass Pro Shop bobber stop. Now here's how you rig it. You run your line through the small wire, then slide the rubber stop off the wire onto your monofilament line, where it will slide up and down the line. By that I mean your finger and thumb can slide it. Its purpose is to keep the jig at a constant depth. When your cast is made, the cork slides down against the split shot and the bead follows the cork. Here, all the weight is close together, allowing for better control and accuracy. Once it hits the water, the slip bead and cork will slide back to the stop and it rests there as the jig settles to the set depth. Okay, what about the bead? It prevents the slip cork from sliding through the stop. Now keep in mind, the smaller the stop, the better you'll be able to cast, because many times your stop will be somewhere between the tip of the rod and your reel. And being small, the better you'll be able to cast the stop through the rod guides. Ooh-wee! That little nice little fish right here. Say hi for me. Now for the cork. I normally prefer a small one, just big enough to keep afloat. Too big a cork can spook fish, especially in a clear water environment or in shallow water as it hits the surface. And too big a cork requires more weight to make a lighter weight jig work properly. Now, as far as the high visible color, well, that's simple. It can be seen much better at a greater distance. Okie dokie, what's this? Well, it's a split shot, and it has several major functions. First, it allows for a little more weight to help you get the distance in your cast. It also helps in providing more action to the jig and stabilizes your line from the split shot to the cork and allows the jig to be free, and it helps prevent the fish from swimming with the jig unnoticed. Without the split shot, the fish can swim horizontally with the jig several feet, possibly into cover, or swim up with the jig, preventing a good hook set. With the shot added, the majority of strikes will be noticed, and the small amount of additional weight the shot provides will force a soft biting crappie to go down instead of up, pulling the cork under. And you know what? That's what we like to see. Whoa, my boy, where are we going? Oh yeah, look at that, oh, black crappie. I love to catch them things. Gorgeous little fish. There you are. Say hi. Now say bye. thick little rascal. Bye-bye.
Today's show is brought to you by Quantum Rods and Reels. Quantum, performance tuned. Pure Marine Odor Eliminator eliminates foul fish odors from gear, compartments, and empty live wells. And Tracker Boats, fish the finest. Today's equipment log is brought to you by Ego Fishing and their all-new S2 slider landing nets with the most advanced handle extension technology. Take the battle to the water with Ego. Today's show is sponsored by Monster Marine Lithium. Lighter, stronger, longer. Bill Dance exclusive rods by Quantum. We have an action for you. And by Garmin. Fight your fish, not your fish finder.
I got a crappie, yes, oh yes I do. Not a very big one, but yeah, it's not bad. Say off for me, buddy. Say off for me. Hello, pretty little thing. Toodaloo. This little guy is called a hook snap, and without question, it gives the jig enough action to increase your strikes by 30%. Now, if you tie your line directly to the jig, it stays rigid and vertical at all times. The hook snap allows the jig to swim free, and it looks more alive, and allows for a 60-degree angle hook set. The body is 2.5 inches long with a skirted tail, and the bodies come in multiple colors. This particular bait, let me tell you, it's very durable, meaning it stays up on the lead head and it doesn't rip or tear easily, which gives you the opportunity to catch a lot more fish on one bait. Today, we're using the Red Pearl. Whoa. Let me show you something. The Thiel Crappie float is made out of super sensitive balsa wood and can be utilized as either a slip cork or a spring float. The bobber stop is to keep the jig at a constant depth. So if you want to use it as a slip float to change to any depth, simply run the line through the float and then tighten up the bobber stop at your desired depth. Now, if the fish are hanging shallow, it might be more practical to use the spring at the bottom of the float for a fixed float. The Thiel Crappie float can be used in conjunction with live baits such as minnows or redworms or soft plastics like the Bass Pro Shop jig that we're using today. To help anglers use the right weights with the right float, Thiel prints the weight in ounces on each crappie cork so anglers will match their split shot or jig heads correctly. You know, something that I make a practice of doing, especially when the underwater visibility is good, is to set my jig shallower than the fish are. Now that's very, very important since crappie feed in an upward position. Their eyes face that way, and that's why you should never present your offering below them. Tell you something else, selecting the proper rod and reel is also important because a balanced outfit will maximize the effectiveness of your presentation. Now almost any outfit is going to work, casting, spinning, or long poling. It's important to choose a rig that allows you to use a presentation to match the condition. Look at the size of that one. Whoa. All right, buddy. Easy. Big old black, thick. I think, oh, up. I was thinking fillets, but I'm not. See ya. Wow.
The Bill Dance Question and Answer of the Week, brought to you by Bill Dance Exclusive Rods by Quantum. Whether you're fishing for panfish, bass, catfish, or light saltwater, we have the action for you. Available at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. The Ego Tactical Dry Gear Bag will protect your gear from whatever Mother Nature may throw your way. This bag is constructed using high-performance, waterproof TPU fabric that is stronger, lighter, more flexible, and abrasion-resistant than PVC fabric. It features a roll top with zipper closure, welded seams, Cryptek camo technology, molly loops for external tool management, and a contoured shoulder strap. Mother Nature, bring it on. Today's show was sponsored in part by Millennium Marine, a new class of comfort, and by Garmin Force Trolling Motors, fish with force. Closed caption provided by Power Pole, the original shallow water anchor. Today's product tip is brought to you by Garmin and their GPS map series, chart plotter sonar combos with their advanced sonar technology, like Panoptic's Live Scope all-seeing sonar. You'll spend less time finding your fish.
Have you ever seen these containers from Warrenville? They have a clear bottom. That's right, I said a clear bottom. Turn it up and you can see exactly what you're getting when you buy a box of Warrenville worms. Nice, big, fat 3-inch red worms. It's the bluegill and the catfish absolutely love them.
Come be part of Bill Dance Digital. Join us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Follow us.
Nice fish. Felt like. That's an old black nose crappie. Look at that. It's thick too. Well, you can tell just how active they are. I'm gonna tell you. Just taking that float and just going, ooh, barely taking it under. You know, this particular rig is just a highly productive technique for catching crappie in depths of less than 12 feet of water, or extremely cold water like we've got today, or when they're just extremely inactive. You know, when you've just got to tease them into striking, I don't know of a better technique, because you can keep this thing right in one depth level for as long as you want and keep it in one place for as long as you want. Tell you what, take a look at this illustration and I'll show you what I'm talking about, or give you a better idea of what I'm talking about. As the cork is being pulled slowly across the surface, what the jig does, it follows slowly below. Once the depth is established, it's important not to retrieve too fast. If you do, you pull the jig shallow and out of the strike zone. And besides, a fish like the crappie prefers more of a fluid movement action rather than seeing the jig skip, jump, and hop. Now, when it comes to the best presentation, what you want to do is reel slowly, stopping your retrieve every few feet. What this does, it allows the jig to swing back under the float or cork. What you want to remember, a hit can occur on the pull when you stop it and it begins to swing, or by letting it remain absolutely motionless. And we've caught several fish like that. Or by slightly jigging your rod tip, giving the bait just a slight amount of action and keeping it in the same place. As I just said, a strike can occur at any one of these times, providing the rig is set at the ideal depth. Wiggled it, popped it, wiggled it. He got it though, didn't he? Yes, he did. Ooh, that is a horse. We'll come back here with him. Look at the size of that knot there. Ooh, it's a good fish. Another good one. Come up here, big boy. Easy, easy, easy. Wow, it's a mouth on that. Boy, don't let a dandy. Whew, man. Okay, time to go bye-bye. See ya. Boy, let me tell you, that's a lot of fun, any way you cut it. Without question, there are numerous methods and techniques used to catch these dandy little fish. But one of the most effective in shallow open water areas for inactive crappie is a system called slip corking. We sure hope you enjoyed it and you'll join us again next time. But until then, enjoy the great fishing America has to offer. See you next time.
Thanks for watching Bill Dance Outdoors. Join us here again next week.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.